Yo, 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 let me know if you could hear me. Got 117 people in here, of course. You guys ready to fucking party, man? You guys are ready? You guys ready to have the best night of your week? I know I am. It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night. Bitcoin up 10% in a single day. Green dildos to heaven. What a day. What a fucking day in the Matrix this is. I told you guys, October is the month of surprises. I was not messing around. But I've actually not been spending too much time on the charts. Been relaxing, corresponding. Yo, what's up, Ian? Ian Ludlow in the house, everybody. Jody in the house. I'm just going to give this a little bit of time for people to join in. We hit 20,000 subscribers today. Can you believe it? 20,000. I'm blown away, actually, because I just started my channel in March. So this was a quick journey to where we are today. And it's because of you amazing wolves out there. I have so many things I want to talk about today. I really I've been thinking about a lot. I've been spending a lot of time in my own head. Haven't been consuming any content. So I have a lot of gnosis. Say hi to a couple people. So we got Iwa, or Ava, perhaps is how you pronounce your name. I believe you just bought my mastermind course. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. How's it going? Dr. Savage, much love, brother. Hope you've been working on decodes lately. Seeker66, how's it going? Got a ton of people in from our Discord community. You guys are incredible. I'm sure we have tons of people in Texas. Matthew Perry. We've been having a lot of people join my channel recently from Poland and the Ukraine. So my family over there in Eastern Europe, or as I like to call it, Tartaria, much love to you. I appreciate everyone who's been joining my work over there in Tartar land. I'm just going to wait till we get some more people on, and then we'll kick it off. We'll say hi to a couple people for now. Much love to Amsterdam. AG, German AG says, when moon? We're already there. We're already on the moon. ISIS coddles us every day. It's actually really funny because I was making a joke the other day in the Discord because somebody was complimenting the way my voice sounded. And then the next day I actually got an email from like a commercial, for a commercial deal to be like a voice a voice actor. I deleted the email instantly, but I thought it was absolutely hilarious. It's like, me? Really? I appreciate the compliment, but hope everyone's having a beautiful day out there. Saludos de Guatemala, Diego. Wow, what an incredible day in cryptocurrency. I'm really interested in how tomorrow's going to go. I'm really interested. But at this point, we've been prepared for, I can't even say how long this community's been prepared for this, Anyone who's been following my work for a substantial amount of time, David, Happy Man, Dick, Warlock, Jody, you guys all know we've just been chilling, prepared for this for a long time. So while the rest are running around freaking out, trying to get out of their short trade because some fuckboy on Twitter told them that we were going to 20k Bitcoin, sorry, you got sorry, my mic. Readjust my mic really quickly. Okay, I think we're good now. Great. Okay, so everyone is saying that my voice is sounding clear. Beautiful. Yo, Ian, did you hear how the apparently Kanye released like a part 2 Donda for like an hour or so on I think it was on Apple Music? I don't know. But apparently he like took out a bunch of verses and put in his own his own vocals on some songs. It's pretty interesting. I didn't get around to hearing it. Look at these beautiful wolves, man. We really did pick the right animal, didn't we? I don't want to see this lady with her beanie and her flannel. Get out of here. Go back to the wolves. All right, we have 266 people, I believe, so far. No, so Seeker66, I am using the same mic that I've had since, I believe, June. I've just been getting a little better with the audio levels. I've sort of figured out how close I should be to the mic and all of that jazz. I don't use a pop filter. Although when I talk in real life, I feel like I'm the type of person that needs a pop filter because the way that I pronounce certain words. But I'll let Ian determine that as he's the music producer. Yeah, 20k. I can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it because I envision 33k before the end of the year. So I think we'll hit that sooner. That 33 number is just showing up a lot for me lately ever since I spoke to Logan in detail about the when he was decoding my name and finding out that my birth card is the 7 of diamonds, I believe, and that is the 33rd card in the deck. So it is not surprising how I ended up on this journey that I'm on. As he says, a lot of my code comes back to gold, and that's really interesting. Especially because of the way that I perceive gold as an investment. I'm sure anyone who's been around here for a length of time has heard what I've had to say. Gold would have been good 20 years ago, but no, it's definitely not the way to go now. Way better off having Ethereum. Andrea Berry, much love to you. Hope you're having a beautiful day out there in the Matrix. Eva, I am so glad that I just instantly thought that W is pronounced like a V. So I'm glad that I said your name properly. And again, thank you so much for purchasing my course recently. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Jack Paulo in the house. All right. I believe we got some super chats, so let's get to that. So first is Stephen Ulrich. Shout out the Wolves and to you, Jordan. Cheers to 20k. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. I'm glad that we're growing, and these live streams, especially since the last live stream I did, I think we had like 700 or 800 people on at once for most of it. And that really spoke volumes to me, because the way that I deliver my words might be sharp to most, but to the ones who vibrationally align with my message, you're here for a reason. Like, let's start off with this, right? I've been having a lot of, not necessarily dreams, but just visions, and like, I see all of us here as part of a plan. It sounds crazy, but like, again, that's why we're all like doing so well during these times. You know what I mean? Like, while the masses are doing what they're doing, which is, yeah, we know what that's about, falling for the tricks. You're seeing like growth in yourself at an alarming rate. Like, just look at yourself, like take a second every day when you wake up and look in the mirror and just be like, whoa, I'm here and I'm experiencing this at this time. And the moment that you connect with that and you allow that, you become a titan. Like, you literally become a fucking titan. And that version of you never goes away. Like, once you transcend to that place, wherever that is, some might call it enlightenment. I don't necessarily want to dilute you to a word. But once we transcend into that place, you notice that, like, you don't even feel like you belong here. You know what I'm saying? I was actually listening to an interview. Again, I try my best not to consume too much content, but whatever I do, it's because I'm being dragged to it. And the other day, I was probably like 13 straight hours into working on projects. My voice was sore. It was rough. And what happened is I ended up just quickly going on YouTube to check into something. And the first thing that showed up was an interview of Mike Tyson and Kevin Gates, who's a rapper that I've actually never listened to. And I saw that he had feathers in his hair, like a Native American. And I've been a big follower of, I was a big follower of Dane Calloway's work last year. Before I really got going on creating this channel, I was a huge follower of his work. Like, once I found it, I just couldn't stop. And essentially, I saw Kevin Gates. Of course, Mike Tyson, like, speaks my language. Anyone who has been listening to Mike Tyson over the last 5 years or so, you can see that there's a deep level of consciousness that he's tapped into. He is no longer what we deem to be just an athlete or a superstar or someone who's famous. He actually speaks the words of wisdom. And that is something that is so rare in today's celebrities. And it's something I appreciate about him. Whenever he speaks, it's unchained. It's raw. And that's, even if I don't agree with what he's saying, or if I disagree with his choices he's made in life, that doesn't dilute the man to anything less than a titan for speaking his truths. And then I hear this Kevin Gates guy, and he's just like literally speaking my language also. So you have these two highly enlightened individuals just fucking going at it. It's wisdom, it's pure, it's truth, it's so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And what I got out of all of that is like, wow, like, I'm speaking these same words to the people that I'm speaking them to, and look at what's happening. It's resonating. It's fractaling out. I get hundreds of emails every single week, not even related to crypto, just people talking about these live streams. And they're like, oh my God, like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting to find, and then I'm reading this, like, pretty much like teary-eyed, I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know that these words had such an impact. I didn't know that it had this much fucking power. I didn't get it at that time. But now I look back and I'm like, wow, 20,000 people following this work. And we've only been doing this for a short period of time. Like, can this channel, with the way that we're speaking our spells into this universe, can it hold 1,000 enlightened beings and still be harmonious? Like, I think about stuff like that. Like, I try to think like a chess player, so many moves ahead. Are we there yet? Are we ready for that? And then a part of me says, of course we are. Like, of course we are, because every single time that you wake up in the morning and you're on your way to work and you're wondering, oh, am I going to lose my job today because I didn't want to get a fucking vaccine or whatever? Like, if that's in your mind, just remember that you're protected. You are protected. Whether it's by what you prescribe to as a god or any, I don't want to even use those words. You are protected. Your higher self will take care of you. You just have to do your best to be consistent and stay true to who you really are, what you resonate with. Don't worry about that fucking job. Don't worry about that slave-ass job, bro. Just move on. If that stuff is going to make you give in for money, I'm sorry to tell you, but like, you're not ready yet. You're not here for for what we're designed to be here for. I'm sure that'll resonate with a lot of you. It might not resonate with everyone. But I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm here on this mission because I'm trying my best so that when those dark times come, you guys don't have to worry about that fucking shit. You don't have to worry about that job. You don't have to worry about your boss. You don't have to worry about any of that. That's what I want to do. Like, I'll make money from this, but you guys will make all of the money I make combined times 1,000,000. That's my goal. By January 2022, I want to know 1,000 millionaires. And to know that they came from my work, I did my job here. I served my purpose. It's not all about money, but I know $1 million in your hands, and I'm speaking to you, is a lot different than $1 million in somebody who's unconscious in their hands. They're going and buying a fucking Lamborghini and wasting all their money on liabilities. But you guys are going to be doing things to help your community. You are going to be creating new businesses, creating your own airports, doing whatever the fuck you got to do during this New World Order takeover. That is what you will be doing. And I know you're going to want to do it too, because once you get there, once you are holding the torch, once you're the one holding the baton and you actually have the resources to do it, you're the type of person that's going to spearhead those sorts of projects. You're probably thinking about it every day. Of course, we think about it on a local level. First, we think about ourselves. Then we think about our partners. Then we think about our immediate families. Then we think about our best friends. Then it just moves down, right? But I wake up every day and I just want to help people that vibrationally align with my message. Whether you're here to be here for that or you're here just to make money, it is what it is. There's nothing I could do to stop that. But that's what these live streams are for, you know. They're for the following to tap into what this is truly about. It's not just about making money. It's not just about crypto. It's so much more than that. So much more than that. Seeker66, 50-pound super chat. Wow, I really appreciate you, brother. Said, you deserve it. 20K plus the little help you've been giving me along the way. Much, much love, brother. I really appreciate that, Kevin. You're the man. You've been here since the beginning, bro. Since the beginning. 100 subscribers, probably. You've been here. So that means so much to me, man. And you know what? Like, I can't wait to see what the end of this year is going to be like for everyone. You know, all the people that started here back in March, April, around my channel first got started. I mean, pretty amazing to see how it's all turned out so quickly. I really appreciate you being one of the first. Got another super chat from You Lucky. Says, how do you feel about Terra Luna? Thank you. Well, first and foremost, no more super chats for me to talk about cryptos. I don't mind if it's general, but about a specific crypto, that's just a waste of my time and everyone else's time. And again, You Lucky, I am so grateful for your support. This has nothing to do with your super chat. I don't want people sending super chats for me to look at crypto projects or to talk about a specific crypto project. It's just too many of those super chats are going to come in, and I want this to be something different. I don't want this to be all about crypto. I already am making 2 to 3 crypto videos per week, 4 to 5 if you're including Patreon. So how do I feel about Terra Luna? Well, one, it's in the name, right? We have Luna. Luna is the moon, Isis, Selene. That is it. That's really all we have to go. We know the power of the moon here. We've been showing it time and time again how powerful the moon is. And we could see how well that coin has done. I mean, I did call out when it started to get a little bit overheated, when it started to get a little toppy in a Red Pill episode. I'm not entirely sure. Of course, when we start talking about the moon, this fucking moon picture shows up on the screen. Anyways, I've talked about Terra Luna and Solana, Sol, and they're just over, they did well a little bit too soon. And typically what happens to projects like that is they have big corrections. And we just saw that happen with Constellation DAG. It had a premature breakout around the same time as we saw with Cardano, and it did really solid. It went all the way up to like I think the 5 or 6 fib extension. That's pretty wild from a technical perspective. So it's probably not going to have as good of an end of the year bull run as something like VeChain. And my work always focuses on opportunities. You know, I was able to decode Solana around the time that it was doing what it was doing. I was able to decode Constellation DAG and give those targets to the upside and kind of give reason behind why these coins were pumping. But that's kind of it for them, you know, like they've already had such good runs. And the way that this end of the alt season is going to go from mid-December to mid-June, you're going to see most coins move similarly to each other, then they move differently. You know what I mean? Most coins are going to be alike more than they are different. That's what I'm trying to say. And most people are here for prices. So my answer, that word of wisdom is more in regards to prices. Price action is all going to be pretty damn similar. From the 236 fib up to the 4 or 5 fib extension, I particularly look for the 4236 fib. Anywhere between the 4236 fib upwards of the 6 fib extension, pulling from the 236 as your bottom support up, you know, you're looking at a 6x, a 6 to 7x across the board for most cryptos. So any entries that were in at lower levels over the past month, when I was calling this shit a fucking bear trap, because that's what it was, and I was blown away to see how bearish the mainstream was about this. And I consider the big YouTube channels part of the mainstream at this point, because I believe more people go to a channel, and this is no disrespect to him, but more people are seeking and digesting information from someone like BitBoy than they are from something like Fox or MSNBC or some shit like that. Believe it or not, when it comes to crypto information, more people are getting it from these bigger YouTube channels than anywhere else. Now, I don't pay attention to Ben's work. I could really care less, but I assume with 1 million followers, that's a big burden of responsibility to hold, and it is what it is. So again, no disrespect to him. I really could care less. I'm here doing my own thing. We got some super chats pulling in. I'm going to get around to those for sure. So Jody says, I'd like to hear more regarding hair length. Got a 20-month-old boy and really want to give him that extended energetic boost. Any links you can share regarding this? So Jody, I'll let you know. I haven't cut my hair. I'm forgetting the amount of years now, actually. I was in Iceland for like 4 months hitchhiking and camping. And I spent about 2 months in Iceland, and I just decided to never cut my hair ever again. And ever since then, I started transforming consciously very fast. So yeah, my hair right now is literally down to my waist. I never plan to cut it. I started studying a little deeper into this with Native and Aborigine people. And essentially, they perceived it in their native language as your antennas. So your hair is what helps you basically the same way an ant or anything else with antennas would be able to determine direction or sense of location or sense of safety or finding safety, or in some circumstances even hunting or foraging if that was the case, if survival mode kicked in. So there's a lot to say about it, and I'm by no means able to say with lots of articulation how much I'm aware of it, but I just know from experience, never cutting my hair from the day that I did changed me. And it also makes people look at you different, you know, like when they see a man with a big beard. I have a beard. I don't shave my face either because of the same reason. And I have long hair. People look at me like, yo, that guy knows shit. like a wizard. You know what I'm saying? So don't cut your hair, especially for children. Just let it go. They're beautiful the way they are. You're beautiful the way you are. Just let it all grow. And you'll be more in tune with that crown chakra. It will make you whole. So Robert Raskin, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, Robert. $5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Says, are you going to short the S&P NASDAQ Dow in February? What would you recommend in order to capitalize? I'm never going to touch the stock market. Even if I know there's a short opportunity, I don't want to play that game. I'm not a fan of stocks when I know crypto so well. So my crypto study and what I feel as my overall sentiment regarding crypto is that crypto's here to stay. And I believe also stocks will get tokenized probably as part of the Ethereum blockchain. So that's a big long-term theory, nothing in the immediate short term, but it's something that I've definitely considered. So I do not plan on shorting the market, even though I think it will definitely collapse. It's just I rather focus on less things and be more confident because of my expertise in the things that I'm getting myself involved in. And with Bitcoin and crypto, well, Bitcoin I see having a 60% correction after hitting 140,000 to upwards of potentially 210,000, but more emphasis on 144,000 as an all-time high, and then a 60% correction. And then in regards to the altcoins, all of them I consider an 85 to 95% correction, with the only outlier possibly being Ethereum. But even then, I think Ethereum is one cycle behind Bitcoin. What I mean by that is the last cycle, Ethereum hit $1,400, and then the cycle after this, our current cycle that we're in, I believe that we're going to see a 14,000, 15,000 Ethereum, possibly as high as 19,000 Ethereum, and that would be just like the price of the last Bitcoin all-time high. So I see Ethereum basically within a couple percent difference run to run. So that means whatever Bitcoin goes to this cycle, I see Ethereum going to next cycle within, of course, a little bit of wiggle room. But for the most part, that's how I see it going. So hope that answers your question. I rather just play the volatility of that. So Ian says Kevin Gates semi-woke for show. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just going off the words he spoke. His music I tried listening to and I couldn't. Like within 5 seconds, I was like, no, I got to shut this shit off. I can't listen to it. But his words that he was saying on that recent Mike Tyson interview, absolutely I vibed with 100%. And Mike Tyson's a fucking legend. So let's move on to the next super chat. Yeah, anyone who's thank you, Jody. Anyone who's repeating questions, just delete it. 570 people in here. I really appreciate you all here. Thank you so much. Mary Simmons says, you bring me to tears, Jordan. Matrix life has been so exhausting. Mary, just know that I love you. Get those tears out as a sigh of relief, because you know what you are. You know why you're here. Like, just get it out of you. Get all that energy, get all that pent up emotion out of you, and just wake up tomorrow, walk over to the mirror, hug yourself, say, I love you. And you're going to feel fucking amazing tomorrow. Every single second of tomorrow is going to be beautiful for you. I promise. Do your own thing. You know, that's the message behind it. Do what you resonate with. Do what makes you feel complete. For me, what makes me feel complete is this service, you know, just waking up every day and just helping humanity however I can. And I suppose I aligned perfectly with this crypto thing, the Gematria, all of this, like all at the same time. It was profound, absolutely profound, how all this information came to me in like a drop, like a single raindrop just falling on my head and being like, here's the information. That's literally what it was like. It's crazy. But I'm sure anyone who falls into the realms of decoding, you start to see that it's a massive space of information, and you have to do your best to protect yourself because there are some agendas out there. But important to also remember that you have to take whatever you can from everything that you resonate with and leave the stuff that you don't resonate with on the sidelines. You feel me? It's like what I just said before. Like, I fucking love Mike Tyson's words. I don't agree with all of his life choices. I think he became what he is to this day because of his trials and tribulations. Like, that's what makes us the man we are today. Like, one of the things that Kevin Gates said that I'll try to remember verbatim, but he said, what makes you a legend is your excuse me, what makes you a legend is your humility, you know, like. And then he quoted saying that if you could walk amongst kings but still get the common man's touch, still get the commoner's touch, then you'll be a man, my son. Then you are a legend. And I thought about that and I was like, wow. Because that's how I envision myself. Like, I envision myself walking amongst kings, like as a god of my own reality. But at the same time, like, I'm here to wake up the chosen ones. Like, you guys know exactly who you are. And if you haven't found that out yet, you're learning that today. You're here for a reason. And it's hard for people to accept that. It's hard for people to wear that. That's a heavy crown to bear. You feel me? It's a heavy crown to bear. A lot of people don't want to feel what that feels like. That's why Jesus Christ wore the crown of thorns. People talk about that with regards to the sun rays. That's not true. The crown of thorns is the crown of wisdom, because with wisdom you know, and when you know too much, it fucking will it will bring you this disharmony with what you're learning. It's like anything that you guys have learned that have really been red pill moments, like learning about child trafficking and fucking organ harvest. Like, when you learn about all that shit, that is called the crown of thorns, people. That shit is wisdom. You now know. And knowing is a fucking burden sometimes. That's why the more you know, some people get depressed, some people get anxious, some people get worried. They get scared. But you, when you know and you wear that crown of thorns, then now you become, that crown of thorns gets elected to a gold crown. And then gemstones start appearing in it. And then it becomes a 2-tiered crown, and then a 3-tiered crown, and then a 4-tiered crown. And the next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, what? Am I even a human? Am I even, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I even here with these people? Like, because when you walk into the grocery store, you feel like an alien amongst men. I know it. It's what I feel. That's rough. It's like what that guy, Spiritual So, says. He's like, that's tough. He's right. You know, he's right, man. It's tough. Because when you find out that you are chosen, it's rough, man. But then you find your people. And when you find your people, what happens? Starts getting beautiful again. So just remember what you are. Speak your truths out there into the universe, and you're going to attract people just like you. I promise. And if you're not going to do it, then I'll do it for you. That's why you're here. I'll do it for you. Foster and Feinstein. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, but I really appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for your support. Sanaz, sending you and Tesla love, much love. I'm sure you're enjoying watching all the little wolves in today's video. I really enjoy this video. I'm going to keep playing it. So Dow says, 333 super chat. I appreciate that, brother. Says we need to create a wolf cipher. Oh man, you know, I mean, Gematria is already hard enough. I think I'll stick with the 5 base ciphers. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of interesting ciphers out there. One of the ciphers that I want to start working with is the Francis Bacon cipher in all capitals. It's something that me and Logan have spoken about a couple times, and oh man, I need to get on another podcast with Logan. There's so much to talk about. So Daniel Stoney, $5 super chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. No question, though. The Mozzie Kid says, thank you, Jordan. You have opened my eyes. $20 super chat. Wow, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Cougar Love says 56 years of these negative thoughts in my head, and with that I was still pretty successful. Just imagining how I will be now. Most of my stress is gone. I'm just sitting back waiting for the next challenge. Cougar Love, I love those words of wisdom. See, you're here experiencing those things you were experiencing negatively because they were just an energy. What you're finding out is they weren't actually negative ever to begin with. They were just the stepping stone to what you're experiencing today, and it led you to all of those experiences that got you here. Now you're calm. Now you're sitting back because you've conquered this step in your reality. And that's a beautiful thing. You should pat yourself on the back for that. And I respect you for that. I'm just going to get to some of my have a good time, Ian. Much love, brother. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people have been mentioning this idea of the hair as an antenna. It's very interesting. I mean, why do you think they shaved the military officers' heads right away? They're trying to disconnect from feminine energy, and we need balance as men. We all do. Everyone needs balance. No, I'm never going to show how I look because you don't need to know. You don't need to know how I look. That's going to distract people. It's like Joe said. I was speaking with Joe. I don't know if Joe's up in here, but sending you love over to Wales, my brother, man. You and your wife, because your wife's the one who got you into my work. So if you're there, Joe, much love to you, but I just don't want to distract people. Make this about the truth. Make this about the wisdom. Make this about your life changing, because that's what this is all about. Doesn't matter what I look like. I'm not even a real... maybe I'm not... I'm just a holograph. Like Yoda. Just imagine I look like Yoda. We'll leave it at that. One second. All right, back at it. All right, I'm just skimming over some questions. Yeah, I'm Gandalf the White. Common Man, I appreciate you, man. You've been supporting my work so much, man. Like, you don't need to. I mean, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. I hope my work has been bringing you some gains, brother. I mean, I don't hope. I'm manifesting it for you. The question, when do you speculate when the housing crash will happen? I just hope that it happens, you know, like, because all of you wolves out there that are about to make a fuck ton of money in this market, you're going to want to consider reinvesting. And obviously, the World Economic Forum is looking to put everyone on a UBI program. So you want to own your property. Let me see. So Justin Chin says, hey Waters, what do you think of my mock-up teas I sent? Also, no rush, but I never got to the invite on Discord. Hey brother, I actually haven't had a chance to look at those, but how about you go resend me that again and I will check it out. I really appreciate you. First of all, I really appreciate you creating something. Like, shout out to everyone here, including Justin, who's a creator, somebody who designs things, somebody who's using their artistic abilities to make stuff in this matrix. I'm a creator myself. I designed all of my merchandise with the help of Mike 440. If you're out there, Mike, much love to you. Mike is actually, we designed the sickest logo. It is a Chief Wolf logo. And we're going to be releasing all matte black merch very soon. And Rebecca, if you're out there listening, Nat Gnosis, I loved your hexagons that you made. The texture was beautiful. I don't know what type of paint you used, but I really loved those hexagons. Saturn's hexagon. And we'll get you invited into the Discord as soon as possible, brother. You just have to message me on Patreon, and I'll take care of that. Hassan Tazi with the $10 super chat. I appreciate you always supporting my work, Hassan. Much love to you. Somebody in this Matrix realm with the name Hassan is actually one person that I look up to quite a bit. I hope one day that I could do a podcast with him. He's a close friend of mine. Definitely somebody who's on the higher levels. And every time I see your name, I think of him, like a reminder. My brother Hassan. But anyways, our brother here, Hassan Tazi, you talked about your diet, lit a fire under my ass to focus on my diet. I'm 6 weeks in being a vegetarian, and I feel like a new man. Thanks for the gnosis. That's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. I'm so happy for you. You know, when you eat live food, your vibration rises. When you eat a ritual sacrifice, your vibrations go down. Anyone out there, watch that show Midnight Mass. It just came out. I was able to watch a couple episodes, and I saw the ritual they were doing. They were showing you when you drink the blood, you become like them. These elites that everyone hates so much. Okay? So remember that. You consume the blood, you become a fucking vampire. Frequency-wise, spiritually, in all ways. Hassan, congratulations. You are stepping out of being parasited. And that's a beautiful thing. But let's not talk about diet anymore. I don't like talking about that. That requires a very high frequency of being, and only some understand. Most are sitting there studying diet and nutrition, which is bullshit. It goes along with your germ theory nonsense that has put this fucking world in shackles for the past 2 years. So if you're unhappy with what's gone on because of the germ theory bullshit that's been going on, you should also be unhappy with all the bullshit that's happened because of nutrition and diet, because that's the main reason why everyone gets sick. You eat your sickness. You die when you eat a diet. And that's what's killing people. Daniel Sultan with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. I believe you're from, you mentioned you're from Ethiopia, I think, if I remember correctly. If I could remember some of these people that have been watching my work for a while without even knowing you, that's definitely a test of my memory. So much love to you, man. Crypto Life 2020 Bullish says, love your energy. So happy that I ran across your channel. I'm so happy that you're here, brother. It's nice to have you. It's just the beginning too, man. We're just getting started, actually. HB, Holly, much love to you. Appreciate you. Yeah, Daniel Sultan, you are from Ethiopia. Much love, bro. I appreciate you. I just ate some Ethiopian food yesterday after a 48-hour fast, and oh man, I felt so good. I did like 48 hours, mostly water, and then I kicked in with probably a full day of just orange juice, and then I was feeling real clear, like real fucking sharp. I was taking notes like an animal. Amazing how much fucking energy I had. And then I just got a bunch of gluten-free injera and some misirwat. And I had a great time. Ethiopian food. Oh man, I got to go to Ethiopia. That's one of the first places that's on my list. I just love the vibe. I love the vibe, and it's beautiful to see some people from Ethiopia finding my work. I do believe I just sold a course to somebody who currently lives in Ethiopia. It's beautiful. It's amazing how my work is getting there. Somebody from Ghana just bought my work. Like, it's really blowing my mind how many people are finding me. Also appreciate you, Daniel, again for that super chat. I just scrolled back around. $20. You're a legend, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Preston Sauter. Your words are very encouraging to everyone. My wife is finally on board with investing our life savings into crypto, and it's all thanks to you. LOL. JK, my man, you're a legend. Will Smith. Thank you for your kind words. But definitely don't put your life savings into crypto. Oh man, that's never something I would say. But you did say JK and LOL, so I assume you were just fucking around. And yeah, fuck Will Smith. That guy's a pedophile piece of shit. Fuck Will Smith, dude. Guy's a sack of shit, dude. Anyways, I don't want to talk about the pedo lizards anymore. Those people they already know where their energy's headed. Unique with the 30-pound super chat. What? You guys are really like showing love today, man. Says, thank you for all of your hard work, brother. Really enjoying your course. Well, thank you so much for getting my course. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm running the sale until pretty much today. I'm sorry about yesterday. You know, I was trying to upload my video, right? And I shit you guys not, I waited 3 hours for my video to upload yesterday. 3 hours. Can you imagine somebody as busy as me needing to do that? I literally, I had so much patience. I was so zen-like. I was, manifesting for the internet to work better. I did everything in my power, so I'm sorry I got up the video late, and I thought it would be nice of me, just because of the overwhelming amount of emails that I was getting, to just run the course a little longer. So, Unique, I really appreciate, I think I'll say that, is it Chiqueta? Anyways, much love to you. I really appreciate it. She says currently facing a dilemma though, currently watching this amazing live stream or get back to learning how to fish. Hey, how about you just do both at the same time on a split screen? Use your superpowers. I believe in you. But yeah, much love. I mean, you could afford to miss this. You could afford to miss anything, you know? Do what you resonate with. My content isn't going anywhere. I'm still here. I'm never going to die. I'm 400 years old. It's impossible. It's impossible to kill a holographic Yoda. So, you know how it goes. Much love to you. So much love to you. So Ed Royce says, I recently experienced thinking in energy rather than words. The irony won't be lost on you. But any comments on these existential gear changes? Yeah, I mean, well, honestly, when you tap into the dream state, especially, or experience any form of lucid dreaming or anything like that, you could tell that there's some sort of 5th, 6th, 7th dimensional aspect to it. And once entering those realms, it's hard to return back because you have a little bit of the stardust kind of rubbing off on you from that cosmic experience. And one of the things I want to touch on, and this is no disrespect to anyone out there who's a psychic at all. Please understand what I'm about to say. But, so, I want to articulate this the best that I can. There's a lot of people lately that have been doing this crypto thing, and they're saying they're dreaming, and then they're seeing these prices occur. And again, no disrespect to them. I don't know a lot of their work. I don't have anything negative to say, but I'm just going to say this because your question reminded me of this. So when you go to sleep and when you dream, you're entering most likely other timelines that don't sync up with this timeline. So if you're getting data and information from that timeline, and then you're trying to come back to the 3D reality and then apply it, just remember that, for anyone who's traveling the cosmos in your sleep state, or if you're meditating to get there, or whatever you're doing, Tantra, there's plenty of ways to get there, of course. Even I would assume things like Aya and DMT and shrooms and stuff. But what I want to be understood here is that energy, light, frequency, whatever whatever that is to you, it's the thing that makes up all the things, and it doesn't have time, okay? So just remember, your words, when you speak your spells, they exit you and they start to change the timeline. That's why some people do these, where they stare in the mirror and they chant. I forgot the terminology they're using, but I've messed around with that a little bit. pretty much just the way you talk, you know? It's the way you talk also. Hard to really answer your particular question though, Ed, because it sounds like you're just going to have to get comfortable with these superpowers you have and these experiences that you're experiencing. David says, when do you see the zombie apocalypse? Oh man, we're already in it, bro. David, David, go outside. And you're probably like, if you go to a main street, you're going to see some buffoon alone in his car wearing a mask. Are we not already in a fucking zombie apocalypse, dude? Like, seriously. Seriously. Mind blowing. I think we're already there, man. So KD with the $10 super chat says, thanks for all your hard work and time, OG. Your channel gives me hope 100%. Flexing muscle arm. Question. My hair hardly grows on my head anymore, but my beard grows well. Does this help me getting of course. It's not all about the hair, guys. Like, perhaps some people can say, like, sometimes my words can be taken as absolutes, and please don't assume that. All I was trying to say is the natives and the Aborigine growing their hair out, or the Rastafari, like, they're not cutting their hair, dude. Like, that's not happening. It's the antennas. Now, whether you can grow it or not grow it, that's on you. That's typically diet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're a brother or sister, but just so you know, like, it's typically diet. Literally. And I'm using that word carefully because it's, yeah, bad. Diet, dead. Okay? So you need to change what you're eating. And if you want that hair to grow back, you're gonna have to start eating closer to the way that you were designed in regards to your digestive system. See, that's what everyone overlooks, you know? I don't want to talk about it too much, but people always overlook digestion. They always want to consider, like, well, the people that live in the tribes used to eat meat and drink blood. It's like, yeah, and their life expectancy is dog shit, and they literally only have energy to do that, and also they have a diet that has clearly not advanced their ability to protect themselves from being from colonialism. You know what I'm saying? It's like the smartest species, the one that advances the most, is the one that does. Anyways, that's a very deep concept, and a lot of people will take that very negatively, but we'll break that down at another time. A more advanced conversation for a much smaller group of people. Anywho, Beta G says, loving the mastermind course and these weekly lives, sending much love for everyone. Thank you so much, Beta. I really appreciate you. Thank you. And I'm so glad that you're loving the course. It's been so great to hear everyone's feedback on that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, distilled water is the way to go. Very, very, very different experience consistently drinking distilled versus regular water. Everything else just has fucking dirt in it, all right? So, like, anyone who wants to argue that, which is funny because there seems to be a camp of people that are, like, anti-distilled and pro even things like alkaline water, which makes no sense because, by the way, if you're consuming alkaline water, your kidneys are not becoming more alkaline, they're becoming more acidic. You want to do the opposite so that your kidneys react to it, so that the pH in the blood and the lymphatic system start to alter. So if you're trying to become more alkaline, you actually want to be you want to be consuming acids which come from the source. So that would be limes, lemons. I mean, those are honestly the best and easiest to get, just lemons and limes. You could juice them. You could even eat them straight up. I'm a big fan of lemon water, and distilled is best because it doesn't have dirt in it. You could run your water distiller one time and learn what I'm talking about. You run a water distiller one single time, and at the bottom of it, you literally have soil because you've been drinking dirt. So it's a hard pill for people to swallow because there's so much information out there pushing mineral water, but it's like people don't, there's two types of minerals, right? There's inorganic and there's organic, and people fall for that shit because science only wants to give you like a tiny fragment of information. So when you're eating inorganic minerals, those are storing in your kidneys and they're damaging you. They're fucking up your body. They're fucking up your body's filtration system. And it'll make your blood toxic. And once the blood becomes toxic, your lymphatic system is absolutely toxic. And with those two things combined, you're essentially gonna start dying. So how does the death process work? It could take 20 years for some. It could take 2 days for some. It just depends. But it's funny, when you have people on dialysis, the doctors recommend putting them on distilled water. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? You waited till this person was dying of fucking kidney failure to put them on distilled? Why not preventative maintenance? Why not just always be on that? You feel me? So when it comes to organic minerals, that would be the minerals within the juice of fruit. That is where you're going to be able to get the organic form, or within vegetables. But typically vegetables aren't good at carrying those that particular type of mineral to the body in abundance, where it's easily absorbable. Clearly, you can't live on an all vegetable diet. You fucking die. No calories, and we're not a ruminated animal, so we're not designed to be eating large amounts of green vegetables. We don't have the ability to actually convert those into utilizable material. So it's all about balance, guys. It's all about balance when it comes to the way you consume. Just like thoughts. Just like the thoughts in your head. It is all about balance. That's the secret. Whatever says $50 super chat. Mama me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Wow. It says, I watched Europa: The Last Battle. The lies we were taught to believe. Amigos in North Carolina today must be verified to buy an Apple. PC costs $2. Sorry, I'm sort of losing you with Well, I really appreciate your super chat. I'm glad you watched Europa. That's a really mind-bending experience for most people. But remember, like, it's just the other side of the story. There's no like necessarily truths here. Like, to be completely honest, like, I am more leaning on that documentary for my truths than I would the history books, of course, because at the end of the day, it's called His Story, which is written by the winners, which is a sack of shit that we know is all lies. So when it comes to watching Europa: The Last Battle, it's definitely an eye-opener, because it seems as if our whole reality that we live today is based, and the foundation of it, the modern foundation of it at least, is all about this World War II experience, even when it comes down to our economy and globalism as a whole. So I look at World War II as essentially just the final, getting all the ducks in a row for the globalism agenda. And here we are. Now we have full blown with the G7. Like, it's obvious. It's right in front of our faces. UN military in Victoria, Australia. It's obvious. So let's move on. Got some more super chats. Jack Paolo. Wow, brother. 33,333. There it is. Thank you so much, Jack. I really appreciate you. Says, just for your hard work. Thank you for everything. Can you resume Trading Wolves? Can you resume Trading Wolves in 5 words? So the way that Trading Wolves is going to be a new Patreon membership. It is not going to be, I guess I might call the course that might be cool, Trading Wolves course, but it's an advanced course. So I definitely need to throw that word somewhere in there just to prevent people from thinking that it's beginner friendly, because it is not. So the course structure is essentially going to be 1 part philosophy, mindset, controlling emotions, how to consider the long-term picture. Because that's always been my message with my channel when I'm discussing crypto. You guys probably know this about me. I am always talking about like the next 5 years. I do make videos where I'll jump into the day-to-day stuff to try to like help people navigate what's going on. But when it comes to like my overall outlook, I'm talking about the month of October before we even get there. And then when we get to October like we are today, I'm talking about November before we even get there. That's always been my work and my focus, is to get people like looking at the market in this way. So that would be part one to it. And then part two is setting up how I like to strategize my charts. So when I wake up and I'm doing trading actively, because by the way, I'm a professional trader. So I've made my way to where I am today, being able to pay the bills and put food on the table because I was a trader and I traded with Bitcoin, only Bitcoin. I didn't even fuck with the altcoins up until really recently when I say recently, I really started trading XRP and Ethereum back maybe a month or two before I started my channel. So like January, transitioning into the new year. So I have the experience there because, again, I've been really accurate with calling the XRP moves. That's always been something that I've been really good at, being able to see before it even comes to reality. And so the second part is really just about setting up the trading platform that we're going to be using, and then also setting up my indicators and the way that I scan my charts. So every day when I'm doing my TA warm-up, I go through a checklist, and I'll be teaching you that. And then the next part would actually be initiating trades. And then the next part would be protecting trades. And the last part would be focused on how to do this consecutively without too many losses. Because with trading, you have losses. And those losses need to be, you need to control that. So it's kind of like, what Warren Buffett says. I think it's like, rule number 1, make money. Rule number 2, follow rule number 1. Like, don't lose money. That's kind of the thing. So when you're trading crypto with inverse perpetuals, you're actually trading crypto. So you're not losing dollars. You're losing fucking crypto. So it's something to keep in mind. During the bull run, you want to be focused on making fiat. During the bear market, you want to be focused on making crypto. So that's why even if someone got the course when it releases a month from today on November 1st, you don't need to start trading right away. You could actually use that course and keep going through it over and over again on a paper trading account to set yourself up for the bear market, so that when we enter the bear market, you feel more comfortable. For those of you that are seasoned traders, you're going to be able to grab this course right away, probably knock it out in a week, and then immediately start trading. And then the Trading Wolves Patreon membership will be for people who want to see my trade callouts, and also there'll be other members sharing their trades. And of course, it's not financial advice. It's not something that you should be getting into if you're just looking for callouts, because that shit is not going to be welcome in my community. I do not like that type of behavior because that's very parasitic. So we're going to do our best to be very open and honest about who we're allowing in that group and the behavior that we're going to allow in that group. I don't want people coming there and just wanting call outs, because that's just not how investing works. Everyone's in a different situation. Everyone has different levels of risk. Some people have more to lose than others. So when people want call outs, they're essentially wanting to get in at a level that has the same risk profile of someone else who is probably 10 times more sophisticated at investing and trading than they are, whilst they have no skills. So what do they do when it starts to go against them? They panic sell. And that's really what fucks people up. People spend way too much time following and way too little time getting educated or studying. And that's one of my superpowers. I spent 14 to 16 hours on the charts every single day before I even fucking told anyone how I felt about this market. I spent a lot of time for months and months and months. I didn't sleep some nights just studying the charts. So when it got time for me learning about the moon cycles and Gematria, you guys are lucky, man, because you got the version of me that already had all these skills. It wasn't like I just got going on this channel and I had no fucking idea what was going on. So, props to anyone out there who's a content creator who has started a channel with very limited knowledge. But, you could see from day one in my course and in my YouTube channel, we were talking about Wyckoff when XRP was 20 cents, when Bitcoin was under 10K. It's pretty crazy, actually. I remember the day of the SEC dump around, January or December, and XRP was going to like 17 cents. And in that video, I was so confident that that was the lowest XRP will ever go. And it was so beautiful to watch that all come to fruition. So there you go, Jack. I also will be making a write-up maybe in 2 days of all the information regarding the course, the upcoming trading course. But for now, for people who are looking to get the Mastermind course is a beginner-friendly course. It's also intermediate. It goes into more advanced material later in the course. It has 117 videos. It teaches you fucking everything you need to know. It doesn't go over trading strategies and setups and leverage trading at all, because that's way too advanced, and I did it like that on purpose because I don't want people getting into a skill like that without actually knowing what they're doing. So again, there's a huge disclaimer there. People should not be getting into trading actively in a market that is this volatile unless they know how to read the charts and could do their own technical analysis. Until you get there, you really, really want to be spending time studying. And then think about it. You have an entire 3 years of a bear market, pretty much. And it's not a real bear market. Like Bitcoin has never entered a true bear market because it's always making higher lows. So there's that. But more importantly there's a lot of volatility to the downside. So while these coins are losing 80 to 90% of their value, Bitcoin losing around 60% of their value, that's a big slide to the downside, especially after a blow off top. So you have to consider that, you have to really consider that being a hodler in almost all of 2022 and 2023 is going to fucking suck unless you got in at crazy low prices on these cryptos. So it's a big reason to be selling a large portion of your bags. And also for my mastermind course, I will be making new content for that moving into November after I'm done with my trading course. And then we'll start focusing on exit strategies. So the mastermind course, I haven't been adding content to it recently because there's no need to. Nothing has changed in this market. This market is sideways. So I will only make content as needed. There's no need to just add content to a course unless it's unique. So we got a £9 super chat from Adam. I appreciate you, brother. Says, appreciate the work you've been putting in. Been watching for a minute. By far the most accurate YouTuber. Do you know about Trias? And if so, what are your thoughts? I don't know if you're asking about a crypto project. I don't really get the context of your question. I'm really sorry. I don't know exactly how to answer that. But I appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. If I see your question pop up later, I will, after you clarify, I will definitely remember to answer it. I'm sorry, though. But if it's a crypto project, again, I'd really just want to do my best to stay away from talking about cryptos in particular. I don't mind talking about the asset class. I don't mind talking about cryptocurrency or economics, but when it comes to a particular crypto project, I'm just really not trying to use these live streams for that. Just scanning some questions. I appreciate that there's 600 people in here. Wow. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. So George Key, the $10 super chat, but it says message retracted. I mean, if any of the mods, if Sarah or Jody sees that somebody tried making a super chat and you get their question, maybe try to highlight it in a message. And if I see you repost it, I'll be able to help again. So Mary Simmond says Sheila G. Sheila G is good. Yeah. Fulvic acid is good for sure. Also boron is pretty solid. Reverse osmosis filtration is cool, I guess, but distilled is way better. Distilled doesn't have any dirt in it, and that's what you want to get out. You want to get out dirt. You can't really do too much about the haloids in your water or halogens. You can't really do too much about the fecal matter in your water or all the other bullshit that, these... So if you have a confident natural source, go ahead, grab that, run it through a distiller, and then throw it in a glass bottle, and then just pre-bottle in a bunch of jugs, and then store it. And you could throw a crystal in it too. You want to throw a little quartz inside of those, and you could leave them in the sunlight. You could do a lot with them. So many interesting things you can do. But more importantly, definitely, you want to get the distiller. If that's something you're interested in. You know, I'm not like pushing anyone to buy a distiller. I could really give a shit. I'm just letting you know, like, that's what I would say back to that question. And some people have discussed this idea of like restructured water. Again, very interesting. I don't have anything negative to say about that. It could be an extra step that if you have the time to do, go ahead and do it. I know that I've seen some sort of funnels that you could put on top of jugs that will quote unquote restructure the water. But yeah, not a huge concern of mine. I rather get distilled water, and then everything else is just icing on the cake. Sheila G is good, but remember, Sheila G, you really want to get in the, you want to get it when it's more in the resin state. So you don't want to be buying powdered Sheila G. That shit is, it's definitely over processed. So if you're going to go out of your way to start getting into Sheila G, you want to consider the resin style. So it's very kind of, it's like a plasma almost. It's like part, yeah, I would call it a plasma. But definitely when you get Sheila G, you want to get it where it's in the resin state. That's better. So Black Pill Dispenser says, Europa is fine, but it does have flaws. So maybe instead of making a statement like that, you could tell us what the flaws are. Tell people what you think. What do you disagree with, right? Because otherwise you're just making a statement. And statements like that are just lost words unless someone's asking you a question, right? So Universe Creator says, when you live off-grid, where are you planning to get your water from? Well, I mean, water's everywhere. What do you mean? Close to a water source? I mean, most of the places that are off-grid have water sources that are natural. I'm not against springs. I'm not against any of that. I'm just saying, you want to throw that shit through a distiller because it's going to have a ton of soil in it. And soil is an inorganic mineral that your body is not designed to digest. It will destroy your kidneys. I don't care how fucking alkaline it is or whatever, pH, none of that matters. It's nonsense. RB says, thoughts on pet fasting. I definitely wouldn't do it because pets and just animals that are Homo sapien, they just eat when they want to. The only animals that don't eat when they want to are domesticated animals who essentially are just being given food by their owners. So they wait like slaves to be fed. Like, think about it. Like, your dog will wait all day to be fed, and then it waits to have you let it out to go outside to piss and shit. I mean, they're essentially just on your schedule. So why have a natural animal go through a fasting regimen when they're naturally doing what they're designed to do perfectly? Like, you see these deers here, they're not fat. They're literally like fucking 6% body fat. Like, every single animal in nature is just shredded, because it's eating exactly what it's designed to eat all the time. And when it has excess fat, it's because of the season that it's in, or because it's underwater and it needs to. Like, there's a reason naturally behind it. A human being, though, is not designed to have excessive body fat near our abdominal region. We're just not. So once you have, excessive fat there, then you know that you've been eating an improper diet. And if you're, anyways, I don't want to talk too much about this because I feel like this is how I get roped in to talking about Roach Killer in the house. Much love to you, brother. You're a legend, and it means a lot to me to have you here with us. Roach Killer, you should be telling us some words of wisdom, right? We appreciate you. So, oh, damn, you sent 2 super chats, George Key. I'm sorry if I missed. I mean, your first one was blanked, so apologies, brother. But says, send him much love and thank you for your help. I appreciate you. You're the one that's helping yourself, though, remember. Says, what do you think of 2/22/2022? I think that's a huge date. It's undeniable, it's really undeniable. because when I look at that date, I just sandwich it together and I see the 444. And remember, Jay-Z's last album he put out was the 444. It's a powerful number. I actually saw it 2 days ago. I had an experience seeing it not on a clock. So it was definitely a little bit more interesting for me where I'm at in my journey of numbers. Anywho, obviously by then I assume that the stock market and crypto and all these financials will start to be on a noticeable decline, noticeable downtrend. So just keep that in mind. I believe moving into March of 2022, it should be noticeable that there's problems in our economy. Probably the start of talks of UBI in certain places. I don't want to put too much emphasis, though, on the particulars. I just think the whole year of 2022, because of Shemitah, will be problematic. So it's all about Shemitah. And that energy could last all the way from Rosh Hashanah 2022 throughout 6 months later into 2023. So that's up till March, guys, of 2023. That's fucked. So our next, people need to take this bull run seriously because there's going to be chaos over the next 2 years financially, unless you cashed out and then you're ready to buy that dip because it's going to be a beautiful buying opportunity. See what's going on here. I am that I am. No meat, no testosterone. What a statement. What a statement. I love it. I love all the negative energy that comes in once you talk about food. Once you talk about food, you can tell who all the low vibrational people are in this matrix. It is amazing. I love it. Thank you for all of your energy, everyone. I appreciate you. I am that I am. I'm sorry, you're going to be suffering living in a cage in your next life. You're going to be getting cattle prodded every minute of your life in the next life. I'm sorry. You are going to be reincarnate as a cow. And you're going to have lots of horrible experiences, my friend. Enjoy it. Enjoy reality. I'm sorry to be silent. I just don't have anything to... Everyone's just kind of verbally vomiting in the chat about their diets. And I just don't even know where to pick back up. So, okay, super chat. Great. Thanks for everything you do, brother. In the future, where do you think will be a good country that's safe and has kind-hearted people to move to? Well, honestly, I believe most people are kind. Even the ones that are useful idiots. Like most people in this matrix, these NPCs, are kind. They're just programmed to do whatever the narrative is, but it doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't mean that they lack love. They're just on their own journey, and you're on your journey, and your journey is at a different vibrational frequency than theirs. We're all here. Okay, sorry. I can't stand this. I can't stand this human. If it's a human. Okay, so... In regards to what country, I mean, all countries, they're just, they are what they are. Like there's even like there's an extreme part of Australia, then there's a chill part of Australia. There's an extreme part of America. There's a chill part of America. You know what I mean? So it's typically when you're in a city, there's problems. You kind of want to get out of cities. That's typically when you have problems. So I would just say that part of the New World Order's agenda is to essentially have a robot AI system running the motherboard of our world, which is city to city. And the Vatican, CERN, City of London, Washington, D.C., anywhere with an obelisk, that's your control center. That's part of your control grid. So I appreciate your super chat, but I don't really know what to say because there's so many great places that I haven't been. So I would be speaking out of turn here. I'm very ignorant to all the corners of the earth, in this lifetime at least. But I have done some traveling myself. Unfortunately, I saw this coming, especially for Canada, the UK, and Europe as a whole. So it doesn't surprise me. I also saw this coming for New York, most of California, Washington State, at least in the city, Seattle, and then Portland, Oregon. I mean, I saw that coming. I knew it would be a quick, sharp parasite, and it worked well. But I'm sure there's rural places in Washington State and in Oregon where you could be in harmony, living on the land, doing your best. So it's just experience. You need to experience, and that will make you happy. What vibrates with you is what makes you happy. Happy man. Good night, Jay. I appreciate you. Eva with the $9 super chat says, I have started connecting with different realities and meditation. This allowed me to get back to my previous trades and give myself a warning about it. This has created high intuition. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think meditations and yoga and pranayama and the different way of lifestyle in general could help you get more connected with other dimensions, This idea of connecting with different realities, I mean, yeah. You're a multi-dimensional being. That's what you are. Says, this allowed me to get back to my previous trades and give myself a warning about it. That's beautiful. I mean, you're tapping into other timelines, and it's helping you prevent issues, preventative maintenance between the timelines. I love that. But I don't actually actively meditate anymore. I just do it with my way of thinking, and when I'm communicating, I just spellcast, and that brings me, the reality that I seek. I'm within 99% of the time. I don't seek meditation anymore for getting within. I've just locked into that zone, and I'm really happy there. I appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. Giuseppe Filia. I believe this is Swiss currency, so thank you so much. Is this Swiss francs? Yes, you are from Switzerland. Says, you were like Moses trying to lead his people through the sea. Thank you very much for that. Much love from Switzerland. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the super chat. It looks very generous given that your currency is extremely strong. It's like one of the strongest currencies on earth. So that really means so much to me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I've actually been studying this idea of like the plagiarized versions that became the modern Moses. I'm trying to remember the name of the Sumerian Moses. It's like Ashnaputnam or something like that. It's really interesting. You should all check it out. Fascinating. But basically a very similar story. Definitely something. Oh no, sorry, that's the Noah story. I'm getting it a little confused. But there's a Noah character in Babylon, of course, and then there's a Moses character. I think it's Mesis. It's literally like almost the same name. It's amazing when you start studying particularly ancient Egyptian and also Sumerian. Fascinating. Wow. I don't know how much this is, but I really appreciate it. Whatever. COP currency 100,000. I really appreciate that. It says I am in Medellin, Colombia. Well, beautiful. I appreciate your support all the way out over there. I want to know why everything I dream and put my mind to comes true. I was born in Coal. I am Seneca Native American. My grandma said I was born with a veil. Any thoughts on this? Birthday October 6th. You know, I said it in the very beginning. Like, those of you that resonate, you're here for, like, it's because you're all the chosen ones, man. Like, you're here. You made it. Like, we're all here. We're all hanging out together. This is the family. You know, like, everything that, so here, okay, whatever. I'm gonna give you an extra step. Okay, so you're saying that whenever you dream, you put your mind, whatever you put your mind to, it comes true. Okay, so now start doing this with your words on a daily basis. Whenever you're speaking your spells, if you're not rich in your bank account, just fucking talk. Like, every time someone talks about money, talk as if you are already rich. Literally live the life that you already are living. You'll just catch up with that timeline. So do the same thing, but do it with your spell casting, and that shit works. Everything you do. It could be something like me saying that by, you know, November we'll have 27,000 followers. Just something like that, you know, like 25,000 followers. It's so insignificant, it doesn't even matter to me. Like, it literally doesn't matter. But now I have to wake up every day and live my life as if I'm speaking to 25,000 people. And if I hold that as an important feeling that I'm aligning with vibrationally, it will be there on November. And that's how I like to live. Jeremy, $5 super chat, says, thank you. Really enjoy your channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I'm just surfing a little more for some questions. I'm probably going to be getting off of here soon. It looks like we've been on now for an hour and a half, so try to get through some final thoughts and then we'll move on. Adverse reactions. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Oh, goodness gracious. From now on, we could pretend that I know nothing about food. So if you ask me, the comment will be instantaneously deleted. Over it. Yeah, you are what you eat. So if you eat a ritual sacrifice, you are it. Period. Move on. Get over it. Bada bing. So Diego says, why 144K? Seems a little specific. Would love to hear your reasoning. Sorry, I'm kind of new here. So sure, let's show you actually. Let's pause this. Why $144,000 for Bitcoin? So I'm going to reset this chart. I'm going to go to the weekly, and then I'm going to zoom out here. And I'm going to turn off that indicator. So here's why, Diego. I hope this can answer the question. Be my last crypto question for the night. I decided to answer this because it's important. So you have here was the all-time high in the new moon December of 2013. Then you have here was the all-time high in the new moon December 2017. So I have mapped out exactly where this top line of the logarithmic growth curve will be on the new moon of December. And that gives me, if you look over to the right of the screen where I'm hovering, 144,000. And that 144 number shows up quite a bit in a couple cryptos. I'm very interested in any crypto where that 144 shows up. But more importantly, I'm just interested in this number for Bitcoin because of the technicals and how it's all aligning perfectly with this time frame right there, that 144. Also, ever since May of 2020, when we had the last halving over here, Bitcoin is actively mining. So there's 144 blocks mined per day in the Bitcoin blockchain. So this 144 number is powerful. I also saw it in another coin that I want to start talking about a little bit more in the Patreon. I'll try to cover that tomorrow or whenever I do my next Red Pill episode for the family. Oh shit, yes, Sarah literally just said it. 144 blocks are mined every day. Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for reiterating that for me. Oh man, he said Suspicious Gallus M. What do you know about that? What do you know about that crater? All right. Yeah, and that's true. Another thing Sarah said, which I've brought up in previous videos, was the current all-time high for Bitcoin was on the 14th of April, which is the 144 date numerology. It's all about that 144, guys. That's where it's coming up most. Quantitative easing. I mean, just go Google it. I mean, dude, so everyone, the governments, the central banks, the Federal Reserve, they're never going to fucking stop printing money. That's what they do. That's their only purpose, is to print. Right? That's it. That's all. They just print. It's... How could you stop doing the only thing you do? This doesn't exist. Like, they just print. That's it. That's why I don't pay attention to them. I don't pay attention to those lizards, Janet Yellen, or any of that bullshit. It's irrelevant. This market does what it does on a cycle. That's it. Highs in December, near Saturnalia, new moon December, pullback, lows into eventually a 4-year recovery, followed by another 4-year recovery. So where does this put us in, what is it, December of 2024? Would that be the 25? Let's see where that puts Bitcoin. Mamma mia, $500,000 per coin. That's exciting. That'll be like buying a house at $50K in 2023 and then selling the house at $500,000 2 years later. You're like skipping decades on that investment, and you never need to hire anyone to clean up the house or to take care of it. No upkeep, none of that. No real estate agents, no licenses. You just press a couple buttons on a screen. I like the sound of that. I believe I got another super chat. Let me see where that's at, and then we're gonna wrap this up very soon. Granda says 15 euro super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Says, what do you think happened with the Giants? Did they went beyond Antarctica, and were we left behind? Also, I'm very thankful I found your channel and knowledge on crypto trading. Thanks. So has anyone here watched that show Attack on Titan? I personally haven't, but I have enough people in my life that have. Soda, Ambrose, if you're out there, chime in. I don't know if you're watching this right now, but so Attack on Titan is essentially the story which I feel resonates with me the most. And essentially it's like you have the profane, the normal people, and we are trapped in the middle of this world. And there's a wall outside, and outside of that wall is the Titans. And these Titans, again, they're told to us by our government and, you know, all of our controllers that they're bad people. And we essentially find out that we are the same bloodline as them, and they are our maker. And it gets off the rails. It's wild. But study Greek mythology. The more you study Greek mythology, there's some really interesting stories in there. Now, whether they're all psyops in regards to the energy in the story, it doesn't really matter. Just go study it. You'll learn a lot. Because when I started studying Greek mythology and Roman mythology particularly, I see a big connection here with this market. So it was able to help me a lot considering that. So what do I think? I mean, I think in maybe within our lifetime, we will start to see new entities on this earth. And I think that is why the New World Order is pushing us in the direction they're pushing us. They want a depopulation program to come to fruition very fucking soon, so that the people that are here are the chosen ones and the elite, who are essentially all at the same frequency and are able to accept seeing these things, these creatures, whatever they are. They show us it in the movies. They do all that stuff. We know that Hollywood is the truth, and we know that the news and science is garbage. So they're always showing us the truth in these movies. So just remember I said that, because that's very far along the way. You know, that's crazy talk sometimes. But when you start watching things like Lord of the Rings, and, you know, when you watch that with an open, like where we're all at now, consciously, open pineal gland, when you're able to accept that information for something more than just entertainment, you start to see the symbology there. Like watching Star Wars, for instance. Star Wars tells you all the truth. You just have to have an open mind and see it for what it is. Some of it's allegory, some of it isn't. But what's more important is just seeing it for the symbology, and you'll start to unlock a lot of answers about what's really going on here in this realm. Of course, like, you know, George Lucas is a 33rd degree Mason. He's definitely a Jesuit, definitely a high-level practicer of Judaism. I know for a fact that he is studying Talmud and practicing those principles. And you could see it come to life in his work. It's obvious. So, Mo A with the $7.77 super chat, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Says, high vibrations, Jordan. Thanks for everything you do. Bless. Where do you see the dollar and real estate next year? Any crashes? So I see the dollar doing incredibly well. I mean, this is really relevant, I suppose, and it's a good question, something we could discuss. So the dollar today looks toppy. I shouldn't have done that on this chart, because this is a Bitcoin logarithmic chart, growth curve chart. There it is. Bellissimo. Okay, let's go to that. Let's go to our favorite shitcoin, the dollar, which is about to not become a shitcoin. It's about to fucking melt faces to the upside. So I am seeing this as toppy, essentially a lower high from the previous highs exactly a year ago on this day, and a similar retracement to down here. And then what I see this causing is a very, very noticeable rising wedge channel. Now, I don't think we're going to fall back down to these lows again. I do not see the DXY falling back to 89. It's possible, maybe holding support around 90, barely touching 89 into the new year. But 90, it's probably going to bounce, if it's even going to get that low. And then once it bounces and surpasses these highs, these local highs, and that high right there, it's thin air. It's thin air between there and 100. And that shit could happen so quickly, it will blow your fucking minds. Look at how quickly this happened right here, this spike. It was a 10% spike almost. 11%, it was from wick to wick about 9%. And that happened in the matter of 14 days. So let's consider such, right? Imagine we pulled back to the 90 level, and then we're going to recover naturally but then the spike up is going to happen into February when I'm anticipating market crash. So imagine we get back to the 236 and then immediately we're seeing like an 8% pump. So 8% brings us pretty much back into this golden pocket territory. And once we're in that golden pocket, because it's Forex, it's going to trade around there for some time. And if Shemitah really gets ugly this year, once it starts closing macro candles above that 786, once it starts closing above multiple 3-day candles, 5-day candles, bi-weeklies, etc., it's game over. Like, this shit could really go high, and people aren't ready for it because everyone's pushing this cash is trash narrative, but they don't understand Shemitah. And it's happened time and time again. I mean, this fib pull, if I take it off of log, I don't know why this fib pull is so awkward. Let me see if it's more long-term. Oh my God. This is crazy, dude. Look at that. In 86, it was 129. So, okay, right here, you could see this fib pull was actually going all the way back to 2001. What happened in 2001? That was the dot-com bubble crash. That was a huge speculative bubble. You see this rise, though, right there? That was essentially depressionary. So this type of stuff is during depressions. Amazing how this all shook out. But of course, right here was the introduction of lots of technology during this phase. So right around here was the introduction of technologies that the world has never seen before. You know, basically handheld devices becoming normalized. You know, the average person having a computer wasn't weird. Having internet access wasn't weird, like AOL and shit like that. So just consider all these things. You know, I'm not saying we're going to enter a 7-year-long depression. I think right now we're in a very volatile state because of all the things that are going on right now. And I think that that all has to do with entering the year of 2021. Just like when we entered the year of 2001, we saw life forever change in regards to how we traveled, the sentiment across different religions. Like, there was so many psyops going around right there, and that took some time to get over as a species. Okay, so just be open-minded to that. Also, another thing is, you can see on this long-term trend line, which started going back to 2017, the rejection that was last September. When I zoom in, this September rejection is the same rejection as this. So again, if it falls through this trend line again, I see the natural support around 90. And during that time, that's when I see the Bitcoin bull run happening. And when Bitcoin hits $100,000, any altcoins that flip, any liquidity that goes away from Bitcoin is going to immediately create an alt season. It'll be wild. I think I gave you guys a pretty solid analysis on how I see this all shaking out, honestly. It's going to be a fun weekend, especially with this daily close tonight, possibly above 48,000. Because remember my video today, I was talking about 48,000, and I was really stoked on that. As like pretty much the technical target that solidifies bullish price action. Now, I would love backtesting, because backtesting makes me even more bullish. Green dildos to heaven are not good. It's just exuberance, and it's ridiculous seeing green candles like this. So any, retesting previous highs is cool. But ultimately, until we're getting daily high closures above this level, I could talk about crypto forever. Who did this to me? Who got me here? Which one of you? Okay, Tyson KO, where do you see XRP price in 5 years? Maybe 3 digits. I appreciate your super chat. Again, I don't know how I started talking about crypto. Fuck. I did not mean for it to get to crypto. I have to wrap this up soon. Toxin Storm says, do you save these live streams? I feel like these live streams have great value information. So for sure, they are saved for about 24 hours to the public. And then after that, they will only be available on the Discord, which you can get access to our Discord through Patreon by joining the Mastermind Community membership, which actually started today. So I'm not sure if you're part of that, Toxin Storm, but essentially by joining that, you will have access to the live streams forever. The reason I take them down from the public is clearly because of the topics that we discuss. It's very not friendly to the NPCs, if you know what I mean. Anyways, just a final thought for Tyson. I probably shared this before, $7 to $14 or $15 XRP this cycle, and then the next cycle is when I see it catching up on the next cycle, but it will not catch up this cycle. Cool, I know I could get rid of them too. Fantastic. Some moderators are a little bit nicer than me, but I just don't even waste my energy. I just move through it. So Common Man, $5 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Says, speaking of Greek mythology, have you seen how the variant names are tied together with the Greek? Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't give that much attention. You know, I try not to pay too much attention to the V word. I don't want to talk about the C word. I don't want to talk about germ theory. It's just all kind of like, you know, like I think most people know already that it's bullshit. Like, so when it comes to the variants, it's obviously bullshit. They're just making whatever up that they want to make up. Whoa, can we get this fucking webcams chat out of here? The fuck? So yeah, Common Man, it's all psyop. But yeah, it's pretty interesting how that all works, how they're using that and why they're using that. Remember, I'm really bullish on Theta, for sure. Super bullish on Theta. So April Perchal says, your opinion on holding physical gold and silver. So I look at both as sort of worthless because they have no utility. Now, if you like holding a bunch of shiny coins, then I guess that's cool. But like, honestly, they have no utility. So April, I like to think of it as very basic. First and foremost, I've looked at the charts on silver and gold. I'm very keen on doing analysis on them, but they just don't have the volatility that I seek. And my main mission statement for everyone in my channel has always been about getting on the right side of the manipulation. So if I could prepare everyone to get on the right side of the manipulation, then we could take advantage of the volatility that's to come. And gold and silver doesn't really have that. Gold and silver trade sort of like shit coins now ever since the dump of the pandemic. And we can see that in the charts. It's a disgusting looking chart. And all that it has value for is trading it back and forth for US dollars. That's all that's going on here. There's no real world utility here. And you're basically just holding yourself down by holding these coins or blocks or bars or whatever the hell people are having. So I personally think it's a better investment to just focus on crypto because crypto is the future. And I think that the price of precious metals will remain suppressed indefinitely due to what it was designed to be, which is essentially hoarded by the Jesuit order and the Vatican and all of the people who are running our world. Like, they want it, but they don't want it because of its dollar value. That's what people need to wake up to. They don't need this gold and silver because of the dollar value. That's why everyone else wants to invest in it, because of its dollar value. But in actuality, what it's for to them is for their fucking technology that they have. They have technology that me and you have never seen before. Some of it they show you in the movies, but that's what they need silver and gold for, and these precious metals. That's it. And I'm really not gonna, waste my time on something that has no volatility and I can't use it. I mean, I can't go to the grocery store with a silver coin. They're just gonna look at me and be like, we don't even accept cash right now. Let alone they want to accept a fucking silver coin. It doesn't matter. Our economy has switched digital since the pandemic. That's where we're headed. We're headed towards eventually a global stable coin, a digital dollar, where the whole world will be on a central bank distributed stablecoin. So precious metals, actually another thing to say is because we're in Shemitah and Shemitah is going to lead to a market crash. When we have a market correction, silver and gold are not impervious to crashing along with the market because it's all backed by the DXY. So when the DXY gains strength, you always see silver and gold go down. There's days where the DXY does really fucking good and crypto still does good because crypto is ritualized in a different way right now. The same way 10 years ago, Amazon and the tech stocks were ritualized in a different way. So right now it's all about the DXY and it's all about tied to precious metals in regards to the price volatility. And you can see that it's just the same sideways action going on year after year after year, which makes it a bad investment. because you're not able to really make a move on it unless you're trading. And then you would have to buy the lows, sell the highs, or be an active trader by shorting and longing it, which again, that takes a skill. So if you're somebody who knows how to trade, gold and silver may be a fun, trade. But if you're holding, it's really never going to make you a lot of money. Unless you hold for 100 years or whatever, but that's a waste of time. When you could be in crypto and in 2 to 3 years just make life-changing wealth. D Vortex says, thanks for keeping me calm this morning with your video. Love your work. Much love, Papa Smurf. Papa Wolf. I appreciate you, D Vortex. I'm sure you wrote what you said just to have me say it. Judging by the vibe that I get from you, which is playful, which I like. I like playful. I like people that are having fun in this matrix, that are trying to enjoy their time here. But also, if you weren't calm before this morning, then that shows that you're in your process too. And it's great that you've been calm. I do believe that most of the wolf pack has been pretty confident about all these moves that have been coming. So we've been doing a very good time helping each other. We've been doing a very, very good time helping each other. Good night, Sarah. Much love. Christina P. with the super chat says, who was your mentor? How did you learn all this? Wow. What I'm about to say might not be what you want to hear. My mentor was my dad. My dad was a drug addict. He was a crackhead, and he left my family situation at a very young age, and he taught me everything not to be in this matrix. And for that, I am so grateful for his existence. And wherever he is right now, I am sending him the highest vibrations and a hug, because we can't select our parents, but forgiveness is something that we all have the choice to utilize. That's my mentor. The person who changed my life the most. And I was able to see the things in this reality that I did not resonate with, and how to become the titan that I am today. So that is it. And I don't think I've ever said that before. Let me try to wrap this up. Okay, it looks like I have caught up. Yeah, I'm very, very, I'm very happy for everything that's ever happened in my life. I've always, kind of had conversations with people when they were down, and they, typically it's reflections of people in your life. It could be a reflection of trauma that was settled on you by parents or by friends or by, teachers or whomever. And I think that all of that stuff is just energy, and we have an opportunity to convert that energy into something massive. Like, we really have the opportunity to convert that into something massive. So even if it seemed negative when it happened at the time, I really, really feel that it's just such a beautiful thing to look back at all those negative things and just smile and be like, thank you. Thank you for everything. You changed my life. You allowed me. I allowed you. I like to look at the word love, or the feeling of love, as allowing. It's kind of like, when you wake up and you see it raining outside, and some people might have somewhere to go, so they're like upset. They're like, oh, it's a fucking rainy day, and they get all mad. You're not allowing that moment. You're just instantaneously jumping into this negative space. And I try to practice never going there. In anything in life, whether it's something serious or whether it's something as simple as the rain. appreciate the rain, appreciate what's going on. You know what I mean? And I think, again, this comes back to the local reality that some of us face, where we wake up in the morning, we check the crypto prices, and then we fucking start losing our minds, and then we check crypto Twitter, and then we check it, you just start losing it. You know, you feel me? And this is the stuff that I think we could all prevent. And there's some wisdom hidden within what I just said, maybe a little bit of rambling. But the point of what I'm saying really is that I want everyone to just wake up tomorrow and just be so grateful for everything, whether it's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Be grateful for that, because that thing was an opportunity, and you have the opportunity to look it dead in the fucking face and say, I love you. And if you could do that, you're going to see that your soul is going to lift out of your body. Your blood is going to flow through you differently. Everything is going to change because you're allowing it. Your biggest, darkest, deepest fear now becomes one with you. Your Agent Smith goes from being your enemy to a part of you. It wasn't that the lesson in that movie anyways? You notice how at the very final scenes, he could just keep fighting Agent Smith forever. Neo can just keep fucking fighting, just keep fighting. You know what that is? That's resisting. You're resisting the inevitable. You keep going with fear, and you never just love your enemy. You never just give up and say, okay, I know why you're here. You know why I'm here. You're serving your purpose. I'm serving my purpose. Let's just fucking exist. Let's just exist. And now if we can switch from the fear-based existence to a more love-based existence, you'll start to see the frequencies of reality change. You start to become the greatest version of yourself. I'm going to wrap it up with that. I have so much love for everyone here. I really appreciate all of you. Again, final message of this day before we move into the weekend, because, of course, I do have the Red Pill episode coming this weekend. Anyone who's looking to join the Mastermind community, where we're all on that clear pill talk, I will leave a link below. And I'm just doing this because there has been somebody out there who has copied my work and scammed many people in my community by making a fake Patreon account that looks just like my Patreon account. So I'm just sharing this here for everyone for transparency. I do not use a WhatsApp. I don't use Instagram. I don't use any social media except for my YouTube account. You'll know it's me. Whenever I comment, you'll see a bubble around my name. And I only have one Patreon, and it's this. It is patreon.com/WatersAbove. That is the only one. And the only way to get into Discord is through there. And once you're in Discord, you're safe, because there's no other copycat Discord out there. And you'll know off the bat because we have a lot of members. Jack Paolo says, what's for dinner, Waters? I wish I had leftover Ethiopian food, but I don't, and eating day-old Ethiopian food would have been a bad time anyways, so I'm glad that I don't. Where I'm at currently is basically the middle of Nowhereville, so I'm out here all alone, enjoying my vibrations, tapping into wisdom, and as for what I'm going to eat for dinner, I don't know. Perhaps some Indian food, because that is an opportunity where I am. A little bit of a wait time. But I might also just make some food myself. We'll see. I always need like 20 or 30 minutes to just decompress after these talks. You know, like it takes out so much of my it's not draining me, but it's definitely like I put a lot of meaning and intent behind what I'm telling everyone here. I'm not just fucking here like entertaining. You feel me? I'm actually like giving a lot of my soul. So sometimes like it's easier for me to just take 20 minutes to just lay in bed and just close my eyes and just feel grateful for all the amazing connections that I've had over the last couple of hours talking with you guys. So yeah, Toxin Storm, I answered your question before. The live streams are saved and will be kept inside of our Discord indefinitely. Have a great rest of your weekend, you guys will be catching me on the Red Pill episode probably this weekend, Saturday or Sunday. I appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your day. Sending you all love and high vibrations.